Hey guys, welcome back to another raid video. In today's video, I want to talk about Void Legendaries. Alright, a couple days ago, we had a new patch update, and Plarium said they fixed one of our previous guaranteed Void Legendary, that is Fortis. Alright, so I believe we just had a guaranteed Fortis event last week. 80 shards for a guaranteed Fortis, and this champion is absolutely garbage, at least from what I tested. Alright, and a couple days ago, from the new patch, Plarium said they fixed his multiplier and stuff like that because his secret skill, this secret skill basically dealt no damage at all. It just literally has no damage, and Plarium said they fixed it. And after the new patch, I see a lot of content creators, they tested this champion again, and it seems like the conclusion is Fortis became weaker. So it's a little bit weird. I have a couple of viewers message me on Discord asking me to test this champion out, and they're basically saying they're furious about Plarium puts out the worst Void Legendary in the game as a guaranteed champion event. Alright, so in this video, I'm not gonna test him out. I already saw other content creators' video. Basically, the conclusion is he is garbage. He is weaker than before. So it's a little bit weird. And the reason being is, like, they said they fixed this skill, but they actually did not. Like, the damage of this skill should increase by 10%, but that's not the case, right? Every time a fear or true fear is placed on the enemy, it's not the case. So obviously, there's still some coding issue on the Plarium's end. Alright, so yeah, this video, I'm not gonna talk about this champion specifically, but I want to make a Void Legendary tier list to show you guys at least my opinion about what Void Legendary is good and what Void Legendary is not good. Alright, it's gonna be an interesting video. I already have the tier maker here. Alright, tier maker website. We are gonna do this tier list together in this video. So these, like, the way I rank these champions might be a little bit biased, but the overall rank should be accurate. So let's just get into it. It's gonna be a fun video. In this game, we have total of 45 Void Legendary in this game. I believe 2 of them are from the Doom Tower. The rest of them are, like, you can summon them, right? Wait, 2 of them are from Doom Tower, and Mithrala is from Hydra, and Lydia is from Faction Guardian, and Romantu is from Mission, and the rest you can summon them, right? So let's just get into it. This is a tier maker. This is Void Lego tier list. Okay, so let's see this. First one is Ragling. I sorted these by faction, right? First one is Ragling. I have to be honest, I think Ragling is a little bit outdated. Like, the champion itself is not garbage. The problem is she is too old. She is way too old school. Like, ever since I played this game from December 2019, Plarium did not do anything about Ragling, and I believe I heard from a lot of OG in my clan. They said Plarium gave this champion a buff in late 2019. She used to be garbage, but I mean, Plarium haven't done anything about this champion for past 3 years, and I think she is a little bit outdated. Alright, she is the best, one of the best reviver in the game, but her A1 and A2 is just not enough. Like, if you put this type of skill, A1 and A2, on an epic champion, that epic champion, like, I wouldn't even consider that skill top tier, right? Like, I mean, like, 4 turns cooldown buff removal with no immunity buff, it's not good enough, man. So I'm gonna put Raglan at B tier. Alright, Baron, everybody's favorite. Shall we even, like, talk more about Baron? Like, the best damage dealer in the current meta, without a question, the best damage dealer in the current meta. And in my Platinum arena battles, I use Baron. I use Baron more than my +4 Leoris. I gave my best Savage Gear to my +1 Baron. Without a question, SS tier. And the next one is gonna be Ethos. I think Ethos is a good campaign farmer, but if you want to bring this type of nuker, pure nuker, into arena, I think he does not deal enough damage. Just be honest, he doesn't have a strong enough multiplier, but I do think he has his own specialty in this game, which is campaign farming. If you have Ethos, he can just solo farm the highest difficulty of campaign, right? So Ethos is A tier. And Bellinor, I really like Bellinor. I've been using Bellinor for over a year on the Batman Eater unkillable team. I think Bellinor is better than Dracomorph in a unkillable team, alright? deals so much more damage, and your entire team only have to build 50% crit rate because of his aura. That's why I'm gonna put Belnor at A tier. And now Arbiter. I think Arbiter is just a very, very essential choice, right? It's a free champion, and the Arbiter mission itself is not that hard. It's a champion that everybody can get. It's very essential. It's a SS tier champion. And next one is Sir Nick. I know Sir Nick, a lot of people's favorite champion. Again, a very, very old school champion. This is a Christmas fusion in December 2018, right? At that time, the game wasn't even global released, and I think players haven't done any change to this champion for the past 4 years. Again, this champion is a little bit outdated. Back in the days, he is top tier, and a lot of people use this champion as their damage dealer because back then there was no Magnar. There was literally no HP nuker, and he was the only one. But nowadays we have so many crazy damage dealer in the game, and it's unkillable. I mean, why not just go with Maneater, right? Maneater has an immunity on his unkillable skill kit. That's why I think Sir Nick still a kind of outdated champion. All right, Sir Nick is a B tier, and next one is gonna be Venus, one of the 3 defense down weekend champion in the game. Right, very, very good PvE champion. For PvP also usable, but you have to have Cupidus to go with Venus. So overall, I think Venus is just a great champion, right? She is usable in every area of the game, like especially Hydra and Clan Boss, or any other PvE content, right? So just very, very useful. Venus is, like, if you got Venus, don't feel bad. Venus is amazing. Alright, so next one is gonna be Cardio. Cardio, the coolest looking male character in the game, I would say. Like, the review looks crazy. Look at how many 5 out of 5 he has, right? A lot of 5 out of 5. But I'll be honest, I think it's a little bit overrated. Like, he doesn't have this type of like 5 out of 5 review. I would give him like 4.9 or something, right? Great champion, by the way, but is it enough for him to be on the SS tier? I think not enough, alright? But he's definitely a S tier champion for sure. Alright, next one is our boy Constantine. Like, I always forget about him, Constantine. When I'm making the arena nuker tier list video, I left him out. I forgot about him. So for all the Constantine users out there for watched my previous video, I apologize to them. Alright, I just forgot our boy Constantine. Alright, but I have love for him. I think he is a great champion. Deals a lot of damage. Alright. But is it enough for him to be on the S tier though? Probably not, but I think he is better than Ethos, right? I think he's better than Ethos. The next one is gonna be Turvold. I think I said many things about Turvold on my channel before. It's a great champion. Look at the reviews. Amazing review in game. He deals insane amount of damage, but again, this is a single target damage dealer. There's just not many areas of the game where you need like pure damage, single target damage dealer that does not have extra turn mechanic in his skill kit. That's why I don't think he's usable. Like, he's useful in end game, alright? Maybe he can help you a lot in early game, but I just don't think he's that useful in end game, alright? So it's a B tier champion. Alright, next one is gonna be Ursuga. Super tanky. She is known for her passive here, right? Crazy passive, can stack with Bulwark and other passive, which is super annoying. Crazy base stats. So even though she is not like meta, like core meta arena champion, but she is still top tier, right? Still an S tier champion. Alright, next one is Yakaro. I think one of the bottom 3 Void Legendary in the game. Really nothing to be said. He got a rework, right? He got a rework half a year ago. I believe early 2022 he got a rework. But again, the thing about this type of damage dealer, right? He is attack based champion, but he needs accuracy in his skill kit. That's just an issue, right? Player really the only thing player needs to do is make everything that related to accuracy, make them cannot be resisted. Problem solved. Because hybrid build in this game is just not gonna work. Like, it's impossible for some damage dealer that requires accuracy to be a good champion. Just impossible, right? Yeah, Carl, I think it's like one of the bottom 3 Void Legendary in the game, unfortunately, after the rework. So next one is gonna be 200 Rock. 200 Rock is really top tier. Like, PvE specialist, also very good in PvP. Like, I believe I've seen people finish number 1 in Planet Arena with 200 Rock on their defense team. So I think it's just overall an amazing champion. So this is definitely a high S tier champion. Alright, next one is gonna be Gurgle. This is a crowd control champion, a little bit old school, but he got a rework last year, I believe. I think overall he's very solid. But the thing is, obviously this type of crowd control champion are designed for arena. But like CV has a passive to just remove the freeze. That's why it's gonna make this relatively inconsistent. That's why I don't think he is like amazingly strong. I would say in arena, he like freeze is just unreliable nowadays. All right, next one is gonna be Krisk. In terms of overall usefulness, Krisk is just it's just an SS tier without a question, right? He can help you with so many areas of the game, like because this tier list is not like telling you which champ is good for arena. I'm ranking them based on overall usefulness. All right, overall usefulness. I think Krisk is just probably top 3 in the entire game. Alright, next one is gonna be Ramen 2. Ramen 2 is the arena specialist, but I think Ramen 2 is also really good for Doom Tower stages when you're encountering some very nasty champion on the enemy wave that has very nasty passive skill. I use Ramen 2 sometimes in the Doom Tower wave. I think he is just a great champion, but he got countered really hard by Polymorph, by the way. Because if you take a look at his skill kit, like this is first of all, this is a strip, right? Then it's placed debuff, so the enemy has 2 times of the base chance to proc Polymorph. This is really bad. That's why like I used to say, like if you put Polymorph champion on your 4th spot on your arena team, it's not gonna work. But that's not the case against Ramen 2. Even if you put Polymorph champion on your 4th spot, it's still going to work against Ramen 2 because Ramen 2 has double the chance to proc Polymorph, which is he just got countered really hard by Polymorph, by the way. Alright, so he's still an S tier champion. Overall usefulness, still amazing champion. The next one is gonna be Charger. I mean, Charger is a very fun champion, but the problem of Charger is there's nowhere you can use him. Right? There's just nowhere you can use him. Are you gonna use him in campaign, in dungeon, in Doom Tower? Like, where are you gonna use him, right? Nowhere. That's why I think Charger is just a B tier champion, a fun champion with nowhere to be used. All right. The next one is gonna be Coronar, one of my favorite champions in the game. I think Coronar is my first ever +4 Void Legendary on my account, and I think Coronar is amazing in Hydra. Look at this, 64 million damage. Look at how much damage Coronar dealt. Right, 13 million damage by Coronar himself. Alright, so I use Coronar on my Nightmare Hydra team every week, and he just works great. Alright, I think he's an amazing champion. Probably not gonna be S tier, but definitely I'll put Coronar at high A tier. The next one is me, Tunisia. This is a PvE specialist champion. Not really a PvP champion. I use Tunisia in my dungeons and my Doom Tower wave team. Just amazing champion. Alright, I'm gonna put Tunisia in a higher A tier. Next one is with Leoris. Of course, probably the second best damage dealer in the game right now. Raw damage dealer, right? So, of course, this is an SS tier, right? Leoris, the second best, with the best being Baron. Alright, next one is gonna be Warlord. Really the meta for Arena. Warlord, he's been the meta for 2 years now, and he still is, even though he's not that popular compared to 1 year ago, but he's still there. He is still right there on the top. Alright, yeah, he's still right there on the top, but he's like a arena specialist. I don't think he's gonna help you that much in PvE content though. Alright, the next one is gonna be Angar. I think Angar still, he got a rework back in 2020. He used to be pure garbage, but he got a rework in 2020. Still, I think Engar in terms of a Void Legendary is a little bit outdated. Alright, his skill kit on paper is very useful, like AoE provoke and counterattack on himself. I just don't think he's. I mean, like right now there are so many block debuff, right? He's just not gonna be used that much unless they make this provoke guaranteed, or make this provoke can penetrate immunity, something like that. Otherwise, I don't see him being used that much. Right? He's a B tier champion, probably like here. The next one would be Raka. I don't have the champion, but I've seen video of this champion. I think the champion is interesting enough. When she was released, a lot of people call this champion Mini Duchess, but I don't think she's Mini Duchess. Duchess is too good, alright? So I think she's a like A tier champion. Good for some PvE content, but I wouldn't put her like a top tier or anything. The next one is Kutraxa, a single target damage dealer. She does have a lot of damage. The reason that she's better than Turvold is because she has extra turn mechanic on her skill kit, right? So I think she's not bad, alright, as a single target damage dealer. Better, like definitely one of the best single target damage dealer in the game. Alright, Kutraxa here. Alright, next one is gonna be Inithui. Inithui, our boy Inithui. Doesn't hit hard enough, unfortunately. 3.6 multiplier on Inithui's A3. Let's take a look. Inithui Blood Twin. This is 3.6 multiplier. It just doesn't hit that hard. I mean, if you don't have any other damage dealer, you can definitely use Inithui. He works, right? But once you have champion like Tronda or Hefruk, and you will just never go back to Inithui. You just always stick with Tronda or Hefruk, champion like that, or Baron, right? So that's why he's a B tier. Next one is gonna be Siphi, of course, one of the best in the game. All right, let's put Siphi here, one of the best in the game. She received a nerf a couple months after her release. Her A2 used to be 3 turns cooldown, but right now it's 2 turns cooldown. All right, so but I mean, she's still like one of the best. She is still one of the best, Siphi. All right, yeah, really nothing to be said. She's one of the best. Look at this, almost 5,000 reviews, and the reason that she has so many reviews is there are a lot of account trading going on in Raid Shadow Legends, right? And a lot of people, I've seen a lot of like, they have websites selling starter accounts, and most people just pick a Siphi starter account, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? All right, so next one is to be Necrit. All right, I think I've talked about arena meta a lot. I've talked about Baron being good, Cupidus being good, Warlord being good, but really all these champions are not good enough without Necrit. The core meta is Necrit, all right? Necrit is just above all these champions, without a question. I think Necrit right now is the best Void Legendary in the entire game right now. Right? Everything just like, there's no meta without Necrit. He is just so essential, right? He's just so essential, and not just for PvP. I think he's also really good for PvE plays, PvE area. Like I sometimes use Necrit in Doom Tower waves. Like the champion that is protected by Necrit will never get one shot. That's the power of Necrit. Alright, so the next one is gonna be who is this? Urust. Okay, Urust. I think his skill kit looks really good, and he does has his own specialty, which is Scarab King. Scarab King. Okay, that Doom Tower boss. So yeah, his skill kit just very strong. It's a very strong skill kit. Right, and it takes 6 months to get this champion, I believe. I think he's an A tier champion, somewhere here. He's an A tier champion. A solid champion, cool looking champion, right? The next one is gonna be Leo Miss Annie. On paper, Leo Miss Annie is the hardest hitting single target damage dealer in the entire game. On paper, alright? If her A3 has a condition, which is repeat attack a second time if target has higher defense and higher max HP. If you can meet this condition, she is the hardest hitting single target damage dealer in the entire game. But I mean like, if you use this champion, you one shot one champion of the enemy team, then what, right? In PvE there are 5 targets, in PvP there are 4 targets. She one shot one target, then what? You have to wait for another turn, and usually damage dealers are relatively slow, right? That's why I think she's like somewhere here. Single target, it's just not gonna work. I mean, it's just not gonna work. All right, next one gonna be Vlad. Vlad is a fusion champion. Yeah, exactly 1 year ago. That was the fusion legendary from the last Hollow Wing. All right, I think Vlad is it's not good. It's not good. It's just not good. If you think Vlad is a good champion, I don't think you have many Void legendary. Right? If you just think Vlad is good, that means you don't have many Void legendary. He is just one of the bottom tier Void legendary. Alright, maybe he's okay compared to legendary, but compared to Void legendary, like which champion is he like better against? Right? Just take a look at B tier. Is he actually better than any B tier champion? Probably not. I'm gonna put him here. Alright, just probably not. He's a lower B tier. Alright, the next one is gonna be Blanseer. I think Blanseer is okay. Blanseer got a rework last year, and when the stage 25 dungeon first released, I used Blanseer a lot in the dungeon team. Blanseer is a solid champion, right? The next one can be Lydia. Lydia, again, a very solid champion as a faction war reward. I believe when Lydia was first introduced to the game, a lot of people, a lot of top whales are not happy because back then there was no Doom Tower, there was no Hydra. The most difficult part of the PvE content is faction war, and when people completing faction war, they expect Plarium to give them a top tier PvP champion. But Lydia is not really like top tier for PvP. Her passive is interesting, but she's just not a top tier PvP champion. That's why like a lot of people gave her really bad review when she first came to the game. But I think she's just top tier. She's top tier right here, top S tier, right? The next one is gonna be Vizix. All right, when Vizix first added to the game as login reward, she was pure garbage. I don't quite remember what her skill kit was, but again, she got a buff, and right now she is top tier, one of the hardest hitting defensive nuker in the game. Can you believe that? She hits really hard. All right, I think Vizix is a S tier champion, even though it's a lower S tier, but Vizix is just an S tier champion. All right, the next one is gonna be Mithrala, a Hydra champion which everybody can get. Even if you can only do, let's say, easy mode Hydra, you can still get Mithrala in like 4 or 5 months, something like that. Right, this is people champion. You can get the champion by playing Hydra, and she is amazing everywhere, especially in Arena and Iron Twins. Think about Iron Twins, where it requires crazy resistance, right? But Mithrala is going to resist all the debuffs from Iron Twin without an issue, right? And amazing accuracy aura on her skill kit, by the way. All right, the next one is Solus. Again, I mean, this is not a arena tier list, that's why I'm not going to put Solus at SS tier. He is a great damage dealer, and I use Solus on my Hydra team. Yes, I think Solus is really good in Hydra. Alright, you guys might not believe. Look at this. This is a full auto team. I just go in there full auto and look at Solus damage. He has a lot of damage in his skill kit. And Solus has 2 provoke skills in his skill kit. Right, don't forget about that. He can provoke Head of Decay. Alright, so the Head of Decay does not cleanse debuff. This is a provoke with 3 turns cooldown, 100%. And this is also a provoke with 4 turns cooldown. So if you build the champion relatively faster, he will just control Head of Decay to death. Alright, very good Hydra champion and very good arena champion. So I think Solus is somewhere here. Alright, somewhere here. Very solid. The next one is gonna be Hegemon. If it's a couple months ago or a year ago, I would put Hegemon as S tier, but right now I don't think Hegemon is really that useful. There are so many better teams to build without Hegemon. Like I showed Platinum Reset defense in one of my previous video. Pretty much nobody used Hegemon. Just nobody used Hegemon in defense. And in arena offense team, Hegemon used to be a very great way to go against a fast team where you just A1 the enemy team, right? But right now we have Cupids and Venus. You don't really need that. Like the best go second team right now is just Cupids and Venus. You just don't need Hegemon. So I mean, still a Arena OG champion. That's why probably like middle S tier, something like this. I wouldn't be so crazy about Hegemon right now. Alright, the next one is me, Whirlin. I think Whirlin is okay. Whirlin is a solid champion by reading his skill kit, but currently I don't see so many people use the champion. Alright, I think he's good in Iron Twins because he can do decreased accuracy and the debuff is cannot be resisted. So Iron Twins is always gonna have decreased accuracy, and your team is gonna be so much easier for your team to resist the Iron Brand debuff, right? Think about that. So I think Whirlin is okay. Probably on the low A tier, somewhere there. Alright, the next one is our boy Fortis. Alright, I really don't want to call him trash because apparently Plarium did not fix this skill. So I don't want to really judge this champion before Plarium gets their stuff done, you know? So I'm gonna put him here. The only champion that belongs to this tier need rework. Like, if this is his final version, he's gonna be garbage. Like, I'm gonna open another tier called C tier just for Fortis. Alright, but right now I don't want to judge him yet because obviously the coding is not done properly. This damage is not correct. Alright, I've watched video from other content creators. This damage is just not correct. And the next one is gonna be Torment. Torment is a PvP specialist. Basically, I would call him Gold 5 or Gold 4 Destroyer. Back in the day when I was still in Gold 4 or Gold 5, the champion I hate the most is Torment, alright? So, and also you can use Torment in Doom Tower stage. If you're struggling in like non-boss Doom Tower stage, just bring in a Torment. He can just control the enemy wave non-stop. So I think Torment is just an amazing champion. Amazing S tier champion. Alright, the next one is gonna be Acrizia. It's a champion I don't have, and we had a 10x of this champion before, and I did not pull my shards, and I absolutely regret this. Alright, Acrizia is ridiculous. This champion is absolutely ridiculously broken. I think the level of broken of Acrizia in PvE content is the same level as Baron is broken in PvP. Alright, I've seen people doing 500 million damage to Nightmare Hydra with Acrizia, and I believe Acrizia dealt with over 300 million damage in Hydra by herself. All three skills are enemy max HP based. It's just ridiculous, this champion. Alright, and I think I made a video, made a lot of dungeon videos showcasing our boy here, showcasing Theodore. But I've seen people just completing the dungeon with the same speed as Theodore using Acrizia. Alright, with Acrizia, you don't even need Theodore in dungeons. This champion is just the level of broken of this champion is just ridiculous. If player ever do Acrizia 10x again, I will definitely summon for Acrizia. Alright, Acrizia is top 3 right now. Alright, maybe top 2, top 3, somewhere there. Alright, somewhere there. Like, this is my most wanted Void Legendary in the entire game right now. Consider I don't have the champion. Alright, Acrizia is ridiculous. Right, the next one is gonna be Raiho Bone Spear. Raiho is okay. I wouldn't say she's top tier. I wouldn't say she's top tier, but I think she's okay. Mainly for PvP, I believe, and she's also good in PvE, but not that important right now. I'm gonna put her beside Raka, somewhere there. Not like super top tier, but I would say she's above average. Alright, the next one is gonna be Jingwon. Alright, Jingwon. Jingwon. Okay, so he used to be the worst legendary, and look at this, the reviews, right? And I think players should clear out this review because this belongs to the old days, right? He got a rework, I believe, and right now he's not that bad. I've seen someone in my clan complete Dragon 25 with Jingwon in 24 seconds. So I do think Jingwon has specialty. Is he good enough though? Probably not. He's probably not good enough. And after the buff, he is probably still a below average Void Legendary. but I don't think he belongs to the bottom tier. Alright, he's probably somewhere here now. Alright, still not quite good, but not the worst. Alright, the next one is gonna be Yumiko. Is there any doubt about Yumiko? I'm gonna put Yumiko SS tier. Is there even a question about Yumiko? That champion is just so good, right? That Yumiko champion is just so good. Alright, the next one is gonna be, sorry, I don't remember his name. I have to take a look. Jinro the Stark. Okay. Nobody has the champion yet. All right. The soonest people can have the champion is around 2.5 months later, and yeah, I will be getting the champion after 2.5 months, somewhere there, and I definitely gonna make a video about him. So by reading his skill kit, I think he's good. All right. I don't know where to put him. I don't know. Nobody has the champion, so I'm just gonna leave him here yet. Alright, don't take it too seriously. I'm just gonna leave him here, and after 2.5 months, when I get him, we'll see what happens. Alright, so next one is gonna be our brand new champion. What's his name? Alio? Okay, Alio. I wonder who gave him this type of rates. Alright, who gave him this type of rates? That's interesting. Alright, by reading his skill kit, it's kind of fun, right? I like when this champion was introduced to the game, I have a lot of viewers sending me message saying that, oh, we finally have a solution to Stone Skin. Alright, this ignores Stone Skin. That's the only skill in the game that can ignore Stone Skin, but it does not ignore shield, right? It does not ignore shield. Like, people are gonna have a massive shield in a lot of situations, right? And this one is a good skill. It does not require accuracy, right? These debuff placement cannot be resisted. That's very, very good. But again, let me pull up this. Alright, so this is Hell Hades website. Let me zoom out a little bit. Alright, so this is Hell Hades website. Hell Hades gave him a 4.5, 4.5 star in Arena, right? And I'm just looking at the multiplier. For the single target ability, 5 attack multiplier is simply not strong enough. It's not strong enough, and it does not ignore shield. Alright? And the next one, the AoE ability here, it's 3.4, sorry, here, 3.4 attack multiplier on the AoE ability. Like, this is lower than Inithui. Inithui is 3.6, alright, with 20% book value. So yeah, I don't think he's as good as Baron, alright? Like, I'm not too hyped about this champion, but I'm not saying he's bad. I think he's top tier, but I don't think he is as good as Baron. I don't think he's as good as Leoris, because the multiplier is not there. Even though he can do a lot of good stuff in his skill kit, the buff and debuff placement is cannot be resisted, but the multiplier is not there, alright? The multiplier is not there. And the increased defense part, who can do increased defense, right? Sifi, but Sifi is not really arena meta. Everybody's using Duchess. But the strengthen part is interesting. Necro can do strengthen, but the problem is Necro can also put immunity buff, right? Then this champion is gonna remove the strengthen, but he cannot put weaken because Necro has immunity buff. Right, so I don't think this is enough to one-shot the champion that Necro protects, right? So I'm not like too hyped about this champion. I think he's okay. Right, he's probably like S tier, somewhere there. S tier. Could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'll put him here for now. Like, if a couple months later things change, he becomes the super meta. That's interesting to see. Alright, so yeah, I guess that'll do it for this video. That's my Void Legendary tier list. This is not ranked based on PvP. I think this is ranked based on overall usefulness. The only thing that I think needs rework is Fortis. Alright, I think Raglan can also use a rework, because like all the B tier champion, I hope Plarium give them some love, because most of these champions are not updated for a long time. They just are not updated for a long time. Just give some love, give them some love, and yeah, that'll do it. I don't think Now, if you guys have any other opinion, leave in the comment. We can have a discussion, all right? But I think the overall rank should be accurate, all right? I believe the most broken champion in the game right now is Necrit, all right? Necrit is the best one. Sifi, probably top 3, but I mean top 4 is okay, right? And Leoris, Krisk, maybe Krisk is gonna be here. Arbiter is gonna be a little bit lower, somewhere there. All right, that's basically it. Leave a comment if you guys want to have a discussion, all right? And I'll see you guys in a video soon.